Welcome back to another episode of The Rhythm. I am your host, Jarrett Reed. It is The Rhythm, The Rhyme. Get on up. It's podcast time. Uh, this show is about finding people's rhythm, the reason why they do certain things, the reason why they move in certain ways. Before we get into it, here's something from my idol.
Yeah, first of all, you know what I'm saying? We want to thank God, just, you know what I'm saying, dead serious, because if it weren't for him, you know what I'm saying, we wouldn't be here. But it's like this, though. I'm tired of folks, you know what I'm saying? Them closed-minded folks, you know what I'm saying? It's like we got a demo tape and don't nobody want to hear it, but it's like this, the South got something to say. That's all I got to say.
As my dog Andre 3000 said, the South has something to say, and forever I will say it. I've been into running for the last, let's say, a couple of years after I tore my Achilles. It's been one of the things that I think has helped me. So when this popped up on my Instagram, I thought it was pretty cool. I seen a couple things across the, let's say, United States about running and across the world. So when I see Nola Miles Club, I had to have and figure out why it started and who started it. So I have the honor in having my guest, Kiana Terrell. Hopefully I said it right. Kiana Terrell and India Primm-Spencer. You have to have the hyphenated stuff in it.
Have to.
I appreciate y'all pulling up. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Uh,
We're so honored to be here. Thank you.
for sure. Co-founders of the Nola Miles Club. How did this start? Why did you start it?
So, okay, so India and I, we've been friends what, like 5 years?
5 or 6 years.
Yeah. So about 5 or 6 years. So I think what was it, like about March? We were walking, and I was getting ready for the Crescent City. So we were walking, running, and I think one of the things that we realized was that like the city was needing this, because I think we need it, and then also like our friend group needs it. So how India and I met is actually through healthcare. So we both are healthcare administrators. So we just see like day through day, like we kind of see what the city needs and what the United States needs. So we just talked about it in March, and we were like, what if we started like India texting? It was like, what if we started a run club? It's like, let's do it. So it was like March, we talked about it. We're like, let's do it in April. And I think one of the things that we talked through is like, let's execute quickly so we don't back out of it. So we're here now.
But Jarrett, let me just say, we didn't realize it would grow so fast. Like me and Kiana always make the joke, and we say this in our introduction at the beginning of every single Nola Miles meetup. Like we truly thought it would be 10 to 15 of our friends coming out there. Like honestly,
yeah.
And so, for the first time that we had our meetup, it was April 20th. Not to mention, we like dropped our Instagram
Wednesday.
that Wednesday. So dropped the Instagram on Wednesday. On Saturday, had our first meetup, and it was 30 people that came. So we were like, okay, all right. So like this is definitely needed. And then fast forward to our most recent meetup that we had last Wednesday, we had like 180 people. So I think to Kiana's point, like we really do see the need. Like the community really wants it. And I think, we've seen that people are wanting to connect with folks, right? But they also want to connect with folks while they're working towards their physical and wellness goals. So
I think the biggest positive was like community, right? And most people just think like, okay, to be a community, you have to be from New Orleans. And to be honest, as y'all aren't from New Orleans, we got where you from?
I'm from Palm Beach, Florida.
Palm Beach, Florida.
Yeah.
And you are from Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah,
Baltimore.
Gotta say it right. So I know I'm from Hammond. I like to say that because New Orleans is super territorial, which is cool. What I've actually found really cool is people that are pulling up aren't from New Orleans as well. There aren't a lot of New Orleanians like in the run club as is, which is okay. I would love to see more people join, but I think that just lends to the fact like there are people here that aren't from here that want to be a part of a community. And I think community is also based on like-mindedness. Like we all kind of have similar goals and what we foresee. Speaking about foreseeing, like how do you guys see this growing? Right? You had 180 people, and I've been an avid person pulling up.
Which we appreciate so much. Every time we see Jarrett, we like, thank you.
And it's a compliment, right? To us.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think y'all put on like a great event. I think the vibes are there and they're growing. Just meeting people and just having those conversations. But what do you guys see or foresee for this organization?
I mean, I think the biggest thing, like to your point of community, like we of course want to continue to grow. The three things that we are really focused on with the Nola Miles Club is one, like health and fitness, right? And with health and fitness, like we want to be able to impact the community. So not just New Orleans, but also Louisiana. Like we know that Louisiana is like number 49th. I mean, and this is through the work that we do in our 9 to 5, like 49th out of 50th.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do we move the needle on health and wellness in New Orleans and Louisiana? Also just community. I think like us being able to like just see day or time after time, like people build connections. Like that's what I love to see. Like we got people now that like came the first time and now they've come the sixth time and they exchange numbers and now they're best friends and going out. And I'm like, oh, y'all just met each other? Like that is so cool, right? And then I think just like the third thing that our goals are with Nola Miles Club is like we want to connect people to resources. So I know before we got started, you were talking about like Bear Health. So like Bear Health, we partner with. So just like, organizations like that to connect our people to resources is probably like the biggest thing that we really want to do.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Kwame. I'm actually trying to, hopefully, matter of fact, CJ McCullum, if you're watching this, we're trying to get you connected with Kwame and Bear Health. I think that'd be a great connection between those two. Just in that, I think you guys do a good job of, even in your spiel before the run, right? It's like, hey, leave here with someone's name or Instagram. Like, although that may sound some people like, no. But like, nah, you should want. This almost feels like college in a sense, because although people are from different places, you all go to the same place for a reason, and usually it is a similar reason why you're there. You guys went to college here, correct? Oh,
I went to college here.
You went to?
I went to Xavier for undergrad.
Okay.
Shout out to XU. And then Tulane for my master's program.
Okay. And Kiana, how did you end up?
Yeah, so I actually, when I graduated with my master's, I moved out here and started working at Oshner. So this is actually how me and India met. So like it was an administrative fellowship program.
Okay.
So that's what I did with 2019. I've been here
ever since.
But going back to our point about like community connection, like the way Kiana and I met is because we built a community within the administrative fellowship. So, connecting the dots, full circle moment.
I think there's a lot of dot connecting around here, and it's good, right? Like we hope, because as you said, 49th in health, or 49th in a lot of categories. I mean, the state could use it, and I think New Orleans has to be at the forefront of it. There's a lot of room for growth, and when you look across the nation and you see these groups, these large groups, and I don't know if you guys are, looking at them as like, okay, leaders in this space, or, being able to take things from them. It's a possibility of doing that here. I don't see why you couldn't, especially with, I'm just throwing out ideas because I want to, because you look at Essence coming up.
Okay.
Jared. I'm with it.
Let me say something. Okay, because this is confirmation. Me and India. So the top of the year, I did like a vision board party with my friends, and one of the things I put on
like a dinner party you had the other night.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm inviting you. I'm inviting you next time.
Yes,
I'm inviting you next time, Jared. Now that I know that you're interested.
Okay. No. I just, I see it. People posting about it, so I just
like
wanted.
Maybe one day.
That looks like I've seen that apartment.
No, definitely got to pull up. But I did a vision board party. One of the things I put on the vision board was Essence, right? And like week over week, so many people have been like telling us about Essence. And they're like, oh, what if y'all did it with Essence? And we're like, okay, this is literally confirmation, because me and India, we're like, we just feel it. Like if we can do some type of collab with Essence, with all the people that's coming to the city, like that would be beautiful.
Imagine us like doing a meetup, a run or walk with all the participants of Essence. I mean, it's probably like thousands of people that come down like on Canal Street, just something.
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands. Yeah. Hundreds of thousands. I mean, and I think so many people know New Orleans, which I don't like it, right? But I feel like so many people know New Orleans, like being unhealthy. Like we party, we drink, and then we're unhealthy. But like imagine if we can like going back to like how we foresee this, but if we can turn that idea of what the city is to like, hey, we party, we drink, we're gonna have a good time, but we also in shape and we healthy too.
I like the term, most people use this as like oil and gas, like the net neutral. There has to be a balance of, we like to party, right? We like to eat, but there has to be a balance to all of the things we do that aren't necessarily good for us, right? Yeah. We let these good times roll so much, we end up paying for it in the long run. So how do we counteract that? And I think this is a good group for it. But yeah, I think that's a great like essence. Like that was one of the things. To be honest with y'all, I've had ideas for you in my mind.
Wow. We
gonna talk. Yeah, for sure. I didn't want to be the one of those guys like, hey, you probably should do this. Like I am in love with the things you do, even from the colors you pick. Even from the colors you pick in your logos. Like I'm so into it. We'll talk off camera. Like
okay, sorry. Which camera can I look in? This one.
Yeah,
right
you can
here?
look at this one.
If anybody is watching, you can plug us in with Essence for the Essence Festival. Please reach out.
No. Say that again with the mic in front of you so they can hear you. There you go. There you go.
Right. Okay. Hey, this is Kiana Terrell India Primm-Spencer of the Nola Miles Club. If anybody from Essence is listening, or anybody who knows Essence can plug us into Essence for the Essence Festival, please reach out at nolamilesclub@gmail.com. Thank you.
We also could be found on Instagram at Nola Miles Club on Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram.
For sure. And then they're really good at like spelling. They're really good at spelling people's names and having like
okay.
Jared, we got
this is only jokes, guys. This is
excited.
I know I'm light skinned, but I promise you I'm not sensitive. I am not sensitive at all. These are all jokes. I just like the fact that like my comment got like the most likes in the comment section. So that's just funny to me. But I think you guys have done a really good job from, the ability to post and be continuous with it, be consistent with it. I know it's hard to gauge Louisiana weather, even when it's supposed to rain, it doesn't. And when it does, well, when it's not supposed to rain, it will. Mm-hmm. Like, it just is what it is. It is bipolar. So I think just like we said, like you have to be able to run in the rain. That's the only way you grow or just do anything. Right?
I mean, that was also, we talked about this yesterday. That was such a good, like, I don't even know that you were dropping. Like, I don't know if you knew that you were dropping gems.
Oh yeah. I do that all the time.
Yeah. And I needed to hear that because like something that you had said yesterday, right? Like it was not supposed to rain and it did. You're like, hey, like, what did you say? Like rain, say it.
Oh, like plants, right? Like, like plants, we all need water to grow or some to that effect, right? Like we do. And in those hard times, we do grow. And then I think even in this organization that you guys are growing, like there will be some difficulties that arise, but are you willing to kind of push through those difficulties?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like when you say like we need water to grow, like I felt like I grew in that moment. Me and Kiana grew. Like I now know, like I love running in the rain. Right? No, seriously, I love it. Like I felt like I was even faster with my pace.
Same.
Fun fact: that was my fastest run.
No, same. I cut off a minute of my mile time yesterday. Like usually I average like 9:20-ish.
Yeah.
I hit like 8. Is it like, I think Siri was like 8:30. I was like, what is
like what's going on? Yeah.
I think you did something yesterday that really like made me pause. You didn't break the runners up in like different segments or something like that, right? You just like, hey, everybody run. And I think that one does two things: allows people, one, to either push yourself, like you see somebody in front of you, like, okay, maybe I do need to catch them and push myself, because all runs are races.
You always say that. Yeah.
even when you're going just with people or by yourself, like you're going against something.
Yeah.
Right. And two, I think it's also like a safety thing, because when we run the path in the Greenway, right, I think there was a couple incidents of women getting assaulted on those paths like in the recent month. I don't know if y'all knew that.
Our group?
No, not in the group, not in the group. Just like people running alone, right?
Wow. Okay.
And I think sometimes that can happen even in a large group. But if you separate it, right? Mm-hmm. But if you just have people run, people will just start migrating towards a
their
group,
people,
with
yeah.
certain people, and then you'll start to recognize. And I think that does two things where it can, be safer for, especially for women. I think I wanted to talk to more of the guys, like, hey, we got to be more accountable about, being protective of, women here that are going to be running with us. So, that's it.
Jared.
Hey, I'm here. That's what I'm here to do.
Community.
Community
building.
Community
This is
building.
it.
This is how we
it.
build it. Like,
Are there any connections that you guys have made, like, early on, outside of Bear Health, like, oh wow, this might be happening?
I mean, I think like the biggest one right now that we've like really seen is I know with the Nola Collective.
Okay.
So like even just like from a media partner or a media connection that we've had or made, like as soon as we started, like the Nola Collective collaborated with us. And I mean, for people who don't know what the Nola Collective is, so they started about a year ago. They're on Instagram, and they basically I think it's every Friday, they tell people what to do in New Orleans. So basically influencing like what New Orleans does. So we've partnered with them, and like they've been super helpful, and like I think a lot of our growth and getting people out, because I mean they've tried not to just post like parties, they try to do other things in the city. So I think they're also shining a light on New Orleans of like, hey, this is just not a party place, like we also get down to business too.
Okay. And I think you're right in that. I saw something funny that's trying to make me think about it. There's like this Instagram reels that are continuously pop up, and like, well, you can find your husband on
at the running club.
at the running club, because everybody wants to be a runner. Like, I'm not, Indy. I see you have a hyphenated name, but no ring. But I just want to make sure I ain't stepping on nobody's toes before I say something crazy.
I'm single.
Okay. Are there people, in your life that, pull up at the run club like, all right, hey. Yeah.
I think there are some people that may pull up that I think like, oh, wow, I really want to be their friend, whether it's a male or a female. However, I will say that like we have seen comments in our like Instagram pages that say like, like I definitely want to work on my health and wellness, but like I'm coming there to scope out and see eye candy as well. And I'm sure people see that. I mean, there's some attractive people in New Orleans, right?
Really
so you bring out the best of the best.
Okay, I just want to be funny.
I'll put that question to you though.
No. Listen. I am out the game. I am not in the game. I'm there to run.
Okay.
I'm there to run and build community. This is not the place for me. But with that being said, I think you guys have like done something really wonderful in building said community and trying to like navigate it, right? Although it's very in its like infant stages, there is something to be said about two Black women getting together and making something happen. And I want you to know that like that's not like unseen. Like more times than likely they're like, oh well, there has to be somebody else behind it. And no, two sisters putting it together and drinking mimosas and afterwards.
All right. I mean, and wow. Thanks for like, I guess, acknowledging that. Because I think we've gotten on calls with a couple people, and they look very surprised when they see us. Like, and I think pleasantly surprised when they see that we are coming on. Because I think a lot of times, like, to your point of it's probably somebody else behind it. I think even when we like started the page, like India and I's like way of marketing is very like for Nola Miles Club is very like, hey, we want to put everybody else at the forefront, and we don't need to be on all the videos and all the pictures and like, hey, it's Kiana India, like come on down, right? Like we try not to do that, but I think even as we like when we first started, I think seeing people's eyes like, oh, like you have two Black women that's here, and like I do think I guess you just reminded me that that's powerful.
And I think also like before we even had our first meetup, I felt like people were a little skeptical about like what this was, like who was running the page, like is this a real thing? So no, we really do appreciate you saying that.
For sure. All right, this question I have to know because running is predominantly, let's say like predominantly like white thing, right? It hasn't always been we can go like through history and some stuff like that, but and sometimes it can be an elitist sort of thing. I run with a couple different groups, so I understand like what that is, and I can navigate myself as well. But I like pulling up with a bunch of black people. I feel more comfortable, as I should. But how do you guys kind of like navigate? Because eventually it's going to come to a point where other groups are going to want to join in or something like that. People that are of a different race, which I have seen at runs. How do you guys kind of navigate that, like the racial boundaries?
So let me preface this by saying that the Nola Miles Club is inclusive to
Yeah, for sure.
all, right? Now, while there might be like predominantly like black folks that are out there, like, we want everybody to come out. Like we want it to be an inclusive space.
Yeah.
Um, I think to answer your question, I think New Orleans is so diverse, and just very open to a lot of different cultures that
Yeah.
I don't see it or foresee it becoming,
Yeah.
an issue where we like have to set boundaries. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree a lot. And I think like the comment of like you coming and being around your people, like you're comfortable. And
Yeah.
I agree, right? I do think like going back to it being two black women, like I think anytime where it's two black women involved or two black people involved, or even if it's a black person, like the organizer is involved, like those people will show up.
Yeah.
Right. And I think like we still want it to be, as we grow, like, of course we wanted it for our folks to be like comfortable, but to India's point, definitely like we do want to be inclusive to like runners.
And I think y'all have, even from the music choices that you play, right? and and Kiana's dancing at any turn in time. But like I think that's a good point to have. Like it is open, right? Like it doesn't say New Orleans Black Runners Club. It says Nola Miles Club. Like anybody can come in and get some miles in, whether you can walk, whether you can run, whether you just want to be there to drink at Felipe's afterwards. Like either way, like you can be involved and be impactful. Have you guys ever thought about like doing? I mean, I know it's a miles club, but doing stuff like that doesn't involve running per se. Has that like come across your table? Like, okay, maybe we can do this. Maybe we can kind of attach it to running, but some way somehow impact communities that just isn't around running.
Yeah. We actually had this conversation. Me and Kiana talk like probably all hours of the day.
Okay.
We really have.
And we brainstorm a lot. Like we'll text like, hey, I have this idea.
Like a brain dump.
Yeah, a brain dump. Like, hey,
what
just,
you
just bear with me.
Wait, sorry, side note. India, I text like a brain dump last week and it was long. She texts like, are you okay? I was like, I'm sorry, I just got so many things in my mind. I just woke up and I just need to drop everything.
It's just a little check-in.
Just a little check-in, yeah.
But we had a conversation, about okay, like what we're doing is great, but in terms of like our area of focus of connection, right?
Yeah.
I think it goes back to that. Like, how can we connect folks to different resources? Like, yes, we can focus on running and walking, but like, what else can we be doing to like maybe eliminate healthcare disparities in the city? Wellness, health, increase all of those things. So we definitely had conversations about this, and I think it's so much bigger, right? Like what we're doing is so much bigger than walking and running.
I don't know, as it is, I think it is important that you guys, I mean, you have this, but have the ideas and the thought process to be, like, all right, forward thinking, like, all right, how do we help kids? And hopefully there's the Youth Run NOLA, which I'm a board of directors member. Hopefully like we can kind of collab and do something, for kids. Cause the running season per se isn't during the summer when it's way too hot, but when the fall happens, I think that's a great window for you guys to kind of take advantage of.
That would be great. We talked about the Youth Run NOLA. Something that me and India were kind of brainstorming on was also like maybe Father's Day is coming up, and like our next Saturday run is what 6:15.
Yeah, like so the day before Father's Day. Yeah.
So like bring kids out is what we're thinking. We'll see. We'll put it out.
I'm be honest with y'all. My kid's not gonna come.
It's
not that they no, it's just getting them up to go. Like we'll get up to go like jump and stuff, like to the jump place or something like that. Yeah, they'll get up. But like my oldest daughter, she'll be 10. She'll be 10 on Sunday, which is crazy to me. And she will sleep all day if I let her. Like she'll sleep till 12 if I let her. I'm like, nah, she not gonna get up.
I
would
blame
do
her.
the same thing.
She's a growing girl. Like,
See what I'm saying? That, and that's the other part. It's like, all right, it's the summer. Like you didn't. All right, go ahead, sleep as much as you want. Before we get out of here, is there anything else you guys want to discuss? All right, we can talk about whatever. It doesn't have to be running. It can be life. It can be New Orleans. How's the food?
In New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's so amazing that I need to walk and run.
Yeah, no,
and do
no,
this.
seriously.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite place to eat in New Orleans?
Oh, you know what I'm gonna say?
What you gonna say?
Superior
Superior seafood, not grill. Yeah, superior seafood.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, that's like that was our group spot. Like me and then our friends, our 10 friends, we we go like we'll go there after work if we stress or whatever and go get a drink, a pomegranate mojito.
Just talk about how what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do? So yeah, so definitely superior.
I just hate when they put me in that little side room that's like adjacent to outside. I'm like, I don't like it right there.
I like that.
It's so intimate.
But
It's too small. It's like it's too close. I'm claustrophobic.
It was raining the other day and it was really nice over there.
I like the other one that's like on St. Charles, if that makes sense. I'd rather that one. But
superior grill?
No, you're
seafood.
saying
You said seafood.
Oh,
yeah,
seafood.
but
Okay,
okay.
Yeah.
What's another good spot?
Addis, Nola.
Oh, Addis, Nola, the Chloe.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay.
Jay's Creole.
Jay's Creole.
We went there a lot.
Miss Shirley's. She's right. She's right here.
She right here?
No, like she's literally on the block.
I haven't been to Miss Shirley.
What? It's the best Chinese food I've ever had in my life. Do you remember Blue Giant? Have you been there? Okay. So when Blue Giant closed, like I was heartbroken. And I've been trying to find like other like Chinese food places in the city. Miss Shirley's takes the cake. Shout out to Miss Shirley.
Shout out to Miss Shirley.
Shout out to Miss Shirley. If you're watching this, Miss Shirley.
I mean, well, you know, Felipe's is also really, really good. I like Felipe's. Margaritas are amazing.
Yes.
And the food is really good.
You know, and then if you join Nola Miles Club on a Wednesday, you can come out and get 15% off with us.
And soon it'll be more, but 15% off as of now. So thank
you. Y'all got pulled like that. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
I was heartbroken when they took away Pinkberry from.
Oh
yeah, I know.
Because what is it now though?
I have no idea.
Yeah, Helidaria.
I think, but it's like a dessert.
I walk with my nose in the air when I pass it, just like you ain't who you're supposed to be. Like,
you know what? Speaking of like stuff closing, when I was heartbroken is Nola K. Have you had Nola K?
Oh
my god.
Oh yeah.
I like the ambiance of Nola K. The food could have been a little bit better. I mean, like I'm from adjacently. I'm from here. Like the best food you can get is from somebody's house. Like that.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I go to a restaurant, cool. Like the vibe is straight. Like I'm with it. But you talk about food, like I'm not putting that in my top 10 anyway. Like
Oh Nola K.
No, it can't be.
Okay, so this is the thing. Being from like South Florida,
South Florida,
we have I think really good like Caribbean, like West Indian, like Jamaican food.
I wish.
Yeah, so like oxtail, all that. Like I could not find really good oxtail in the city. Nola K, I felt like they was very consistent in their oxtail.
Okay. Yeah. Have you been to Jerk House?
I've heard about them.
I've been to Jerk House. Jerk House is cool.
It's cool.
It's cool, right. But I like Yachty is really good.
Okay,
also.
I've heard it.
Like their curry chicken.
Curry chicken. All right.
What's your favorite spot?
Favorite spot to eat? Ooh, that's tough. I don't know. I wouldn't say favorite. I mean, I do like Superior. I do.
Seafood or grill?
Seafood.
Okay.
Grill's okay. To be honest, the food not great. I only go for the margaritas.
I was gonna say the margaritas at grill is really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good margarita spots that I like to indulge in, but I don't know what would be my favorite food place. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been going to Sunchung a lot. Like just and I just feel like it comes in waves. Like food isn't like this is like it's a rhythm, right? It's like you want it when you want it.
That's true.
It comes and goes, and like you got a taste for crawfish. Like when it's gone, it's gone. Like okay, cool. I'm still trying to think. It wouldn't be Morals or anything like that. Neo's, it's okay. I don't know. I had to think about that one. Good question. as although I ask people this question, I never have an answer for it. Like,
It's hard.
It
it is hard.
because it is like so many good food spots. I mean, yeah.
I love the spots that like are unknown
Yes, that's important.
before they like blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that, like even like fashion. Like I don't like things that other people buy until like the wave is like completely past,
That's
and
true.
then I just go like it,
Yeah.
just because nobody else like it. I feel like that with food.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're on the wave right now with the running club.
Oh no.
Yes.
See, I've been there. I've been there. Y'all just so having to pull up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that.
No, honestly, once you came the second time, we were like,
Okay,
thank you, Jarrett.
Locked
Let's go.
in.
We locked
Oh
in.
yeah, we locked in for sure. Shout out to Jody, man.
Shout out to
Jody.
Jody.
Shout out to Jody.
If you're watching this, Jody,
Jody. Thank you.
we
Shout out to
appreciate
Jody.
you.
That dude's funny. I've been knowing Jody since like 2010, 2011. Went to UL together.
Oh.
And I used to say he looked like D Rose, and he always used to laugh. And he used to be super skinny. Now, like Jody, like, hey, bro, where you get all these muscles from, bro? Like, what has happened, bro? But nah, Jody's real cool, man.
Wait, did he like tell you to come or
Nah,
like
like,
just
nah,
y'all
he
seen each
had
other?
he posted it, and I just asked him about it. He's like, nah, man, pull up. So I was like, "Bet."
Wow.
He didn't even know us
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
Wow, I appreciate that. That's community.
love.
I mean, that's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
you know, especially when you see people that like, okay, they're doing something. Like I've seen them run a couple times. We've had conversations, saw him in the gym, and it just was like, all right, yo, I trust him enough. I understand he run like I run. So cool. I'm gonna pull up. You ran the Crescent City Classic.
I ran the Crescent City. Yeah.
How did you do? But how did you feel?
I felt accomplished. I was just like, the day after, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go better. Like I gotta go harder.
Yeah.
Like I gotta get better. So I felt like I had a fire under me. But it was good. So next year when I run a Crescent, I'm trying to knock off like 20 minutes. So maybe not 20, but like maybe like 10, 15.
You know, it's funny, like with running, like I see like adjustments incrementally.
Yeah.
So it's like very small adjustments, and I'd be happy about them.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like maybe like 15 seconds, like, man, I did good today.
No, seriously.
You know, most people like, okay, you didn't like a minute. Like, nah, bro, I think that's
No, 15 is a lot though. Like, because running is challenging. Like to your point, it's a race every time because you're going against yourself, right? Your mind and stuff. But yeah. So yeah, I mean the Crescent City. You ran the Crescent?
Yeah, I ran.
Oh, how did you feel?
I felt good. I felt real good. Again, I tore my Achilles 2 years ago, so it's like I'm battling the time. But I think the feeling of like afterwards, I think like mentally, I can feel like I can do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I felt the same because I had tore my meniscus and got meniscus repair surgery 2020, and then had another like a different surgery last year in October. So like to decide in December and end of December, beginning of January that I was going to do it, and like I did it, I was like, okay, you can do whatever you want.
What did you do? Well, how did you
tear my meniscus?
Yeah.
I think I tore it in high school, like over 10, 12 years ago, and never got it taken care of. And I was playing basketball and like wanted to keep playing, you know, dropping threes on people. So I just kept going.
The fact that you said dropping threes on people lets me know that you was not dropping threes on people.
And we can pull up the high school stats.
You got to do all that. It's all good.
But no, like it took me so long to finally like get it taken care of. But when I did, I needed the repair. So
no, for sure. I too tore my ACL and I have not got surgery on it. So
oh really?
It happened in college, and I was like, I didn't have the money for it. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll live like this until I get it done. And then I tore my Achilles, and I was trying to get both done at the same time. Doctor wasn't having it. He was like, nah, man. He said, nah.
Did you were playing basketball when you tore your Achilles? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a large prevalence of like black men in their late 20s, early 30s that's playing basketball just tearing their Achilles.
Yeah, because we're so Dr. Montgomery, who did my surgery, he's the Pelicans doctor. He's performed a lot of different surgery. He was like, bro, eventually, like it happens to everybody. Y'all probably been playing basketball on concrete your entire life, not on surfaces you're supposed to be playing on. And you get out there, you're not as young as you used to be.
Yeah.
You think like, okay, I'm warm. No, you didn't even stretch like you're supposed to. And
you still trying to dunk at, you know.
Nah, not even. I shot a jump shot, came down, tried to run, and it popped.
Yeah. It happens to two friends of mine, like within the same year.
See? Yeah. No. I don't wish that on nobody.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, yeah. No more.
India, you no injuries, right? Okay.
Look, he's stretching, doing your strength exercises.
It's the Pilates.
Yeah, it's the Pilates.
Pilates is crazy. Nah,
Yes.
bruh. That is some real power in Pilates.
Yes. Have y'all seen that? It's like a Twitter video of like soccer players. There were men that like they took a Pilates class and they were like
Nah.
shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. You should try sometime.
I'm straight, bro. I'm straight.
We should do a Nola Miles Club meetup and do Pilates.
See what I'm
I
saying?
love that.
See what I'm
At Pilates though.
Oh,
Not reformer.
Not reformer.
See, I do
See,
reformer Pilates.
see what I'm saying?
so-
Like I don't even know what they're talking about. I have no idea or standing space about what you're saying. It's all nah. Also shout out to Jeremy. Y'all should link up with Jeremy. Maybe provide some kind of like yoga, something like that.
Like recover it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in the works for sure.
Yeah, I know.
Recover for runners. That'd be really cool.
Y'all got it.
No, you just plugging us with everybody.
Honestly,
I'm trying.
We appreciate it.
I'm trying. You know, that's what community is.
You know, you getting invited to next dinner party, Jerry.
Honestly.
For sure. I'll see it on Instagram one day.
He'll have the first plate. He'll be in line for the first plate.
I'm gonna give you the first plate.
What food was being served?
It was healthy-ish food.
Healthy-ish food.
Some salad, some green beans.
Some green beans.
Because you know, black people when they walk in somebody's house, like, hey, who cooked this?
Oh yeah,
All right.
they definitely. I mean, even before they even walked in, I had people text me like, "What's on the menu?" Well, you said that.
Oh yeah.
What's on the menu and who cooked this? I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
AKA who all gonna be there?
Right.
Correct.
Who's all gonna be there?
No, it was a good time.
For sure. Shout out to y'all, man. Even though y'all make people sign up multiple times for the same thing. Appreciate it.
I mean,
Okay,
we
so
have
let's
to-
talk
yeah, let's
about
can we talk about
for real.
that?
Let's
We
talk
can
about
Can we
that.
actually talk about that? Because I think
There's a why behind like everything that we do.
Yeah.
Kiana and I were operators, right, by trade.
Yes.
So things that we do, like it's gonna be correct and it's a reason. We use that for data tracking,
I know.
and then and then also for us to like have an accurate count for our partners and our sponsors, like Felipe's,
Yeah.
for instance.
I mean, and I think on like the personal side, because like those are all things like from a business perspective, but I think from like a personal side, so it's like we've already started pulling data of like, hey, let's see how many like who's been here 4 to 5 times, so we can like reward them for coming, right?
Yeah.
Also, like let's ensure on like the partnership piece, like let's ensure that we are able to provide an accurate number so we can be able to give people like perks and stuff, so like discounts or like speaking into existence. But if Nike pulls up, we can say like, hey, we have X amount of people and like Nike,
Well,
if you're listening, Nike, like
Over
What-
time, we've seen this
Yeah.
like percent in
right,
growth,
like, this percent of growth, or
Yeah.
like, hey, like Jarrett, Jody, Rashad, Kwame, like these people continue to pull up, and like we want to give them exclusive like things. So that's it's a method to all the greatness.
we'll talk off camera about Nike.
Or
Eventually.
Hoka,
or
Yeah.
Asics.
Or
Asics.
New Balance is a
Yes.
really good brand.
Or New
For sure.
Balances, yeah.
We'll talk about. Hopefully, I can kind of figure that out for y'all.
Yeah.
But again, to kind of close this out and wrap this up, I think you've done a really good job at creating this and pushing it forward. I wanted to give you your flowers early rather than later, because eventually, like everybody's going, oh, Kiana, India, look who it is. So, as I said before, I like to do things before people do it or way after. This is me before saying
Wow.
you've done a really good job.
Wow.
Jarrett,
It's
thank you so
humbling.
much. Seriously,
Seriously.
thank you.
We appreciate it.
For sure. All right, guys, it's been another episode of The Rhythm. You can follow Nola Miles Club at Nola Miles Club on Instagram, or if you need some information, reach out to them via email. I think it's at
It's
What-
Nola
Nola
Miles
Miles
Club
Club.
at gmail.com.
Nola Miles Club at gmail.com. Anything else, guys, you want to say?
I'll just add, if you're watching this and you're interested in joining our next meetup, we will be at the Lafitte Greenway by the Winn-Dixie parking lot, June 12th, 6:30 p.m. We have a mixer after. 15% off of food and any desserts. Drinks are not included in that. And then we will be meeting up at City Park, June 15th, 8 a.m. So we hope to see y'all there.
For sure.
Thank you so much, Jarrett.
No problem. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.